baby! And welcome back, everybody. Welcome back here to the Resonant Rise 3 server, where today we gotta get some stuff done, guys. We gotta start moving into the new base, or we'll never move in. We'll never, ever move in. And the first step, of course, of doing that is to, of course, I guess, get energy into the base. So, my main source of energy at the moment is, of course, this charcoal over here from my relentless tree farm. This tree farm is actually doing really well. Much better than I anticipated. So what we're going to do is I'm going to designate one of these ender chests here to be just charcoal. As you can see, I've set it as red, black, red. So that is going to be my ender chest for charcoal. If we put it up there, as you can see, already full of tons of charcoal. And all of these dang nether furnaces down here are just creating charcoal nonstop with all the wood that is at our disposal. So we're going to see how this does for us. So let's go over to the other base, and I'll show you some of the improvements that I've made to the other base. I want to do the super fly thing, but it requires doing like this. Nope, that didn't do it. If you get a sprint going, you can fly extra fast. So anyway, I guess that's good, because what it'll do is it'll give us a chance to kind of very slowly walk up here, and you guys can see a little bit of what I've done to the base. So yeah, this is the big base, and I've been racking my brain as to what to call this thing, and I've come up with a name. We're going to call this the Base Diabolique. So yeah, it's going to be kind of infamous, or what is infamous the right word? Yeah, I guess so. It's going to be kind of, it's going to be very technical looking. It's going to be just basically just a mess, really. And what I've been doing is I've been going around the base. How the heck, what are my frames at? My frames are at 40 frames a second, but it seems like so much less. Like, I don't know. All right, let's get back to it. But anyway, I've been working on decorating this thing. It really feels like my frame rate is lower than it is. Like, seriously, it's at 36 right now, 39, oh, 25. There we go. So, I think I need to reinstall Optifine again, because my frame rate is really hurting. It might be because of all the crap I've been doing to this base here. Plus, the world won't even freaking load in. Thank you. And I built myself 2 beacon towers down here. We'll take a look at them real quick. I basically had a ton of silver, so I built myself a bunch of dang beacon tower thingy, and this one is doing regeneration and haste 2. Over here, I think this one is doing regeneration and speed 2. So yeah, I've got myself some beacons going. I've started decorating the outside of the Base Diabolique, and yeah, I think I really need to get Optifine put in here, because I really am feeling it on the frame rate. But anyway, let's go in here and I'll show you what I have set up. So down in my area down here, we're gonna call this my power area. Eventually, right now I've got capacitor banks. I've got a ton of capacitor banks down here. I've got 600 million RFs worth of storage down here. So that is pretty cool. And all I've got powering it are these 2 survivalist generators at the moment. And as you can see, I put my other ender chest here. We've just filled that up full of charcoal. And what I want to do is have it so that it fills these up with charcoal. But we want to do it a certain way. And if I can zoom back over to my other base, whee! There we go. Hover mode is active again. I really do think I need to reinstall Optifine. Hopefully it won't cause any crashes, but my frame rate. Oof, my frames. But anyway, let's get to it. What I want to make is a thing called a power monitor. So let's look that up. If I type in M, it's going to be this thing. This is another Ender IO item. It requires a low output energy conduit. It requires 6 electrical steel, machine chassis, and a conduit probe. Now, I have got a ton of these conduit probes from basically my Lunium flower. My Lunium flower gets me random dungeon loot, and it's got me a ton of these conduit probes. So I don't have to worry about making that. But I do need to worry about making the other bits. So let's grab a machine chassis. Let's grab one of these. We are going to need we're going to need some of this stuff. Electrical steel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dems. And yeah. So if I put this here, chassis there, thing there, and then do floop, floop, floop. Wait, how is that not the recipe? What could... oh, that's insulated redstone. We want this thing. There we go. One power monitor. And what this power monitor will allow us to do is to basically build a smarter kind of energy system. The problem with the energy system is that the ME part of it is going to be drawing power from it all the time. Come on, world, load in. Jeez. All right. And it's going to be pulling power out of this all the time, and I don't want it to be constantly eating charcoal, which it will be doing if I'm not careful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build myself a little bit of a buffer in here. Let's do a little bit more wood. All right, I'm going to need to make myself a chest. So first thing I'm going to need, this base is so new. It's still got that new base smell. It doesn't even have a crafting table in it. So let's put down a crafting station, and we'll use this, and we're going to make ourselves a chest like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the chest here, and this is going to be kind of a buffer. Let's set this to input, and we're going to set this to output, and it's always going to be outputting. So I'm going to do redstone signal that. And honestly, we could probably put on Red Robin mode. I think it'll be fine. It'll distribute them evenly between these two guys. But what I want to do is I want to put down my power monitor here. Now the power monitor unfortunately drains 10 RF per tick, but it also stores a little bit too. But one cool thing you could do with it is you can say, please emit a signal when storage is 75% full. Is that right? Emit a signal, stop engine control. I'm going to turn this on, and I think what I need to do is when it's 75% full, I want it to emit a redstone signal and turn this off. But unfortunately, this is only active with a redstone signal. I wonder if I can invert that now. Active without signal. Okay, yeah, so if we set it to that, it's already started filling this up. So let's get some insulated redstone conduit. We're going to connect it there, and connect it there. And what should happen is when this gets 75% full, this will send a redstone signal here and will stop the transfer of all of this charcoal into this chest. And basically it'll give time for this to charge up, and with the buffer of extra charcoal in here, it will run extra. So I do believe that's going to be enough. I might actually want to set it to like 85% full, but it's going to take a while to get there. So let's actually do 85% full. Plus, we have so much storage in here that this is going to take forever, and I set it so that it would at least display how much is going into it. Right now it's 640. You know, if we went and grabbed our other one, we have another redstone thingy in here somewhere. Not redstone, another survivalist generator, I think down in our basement. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost 100% positive. Or did I already grab it? There's one right here that's running this base, so we're just going to grab it. And we're actually going to add it to the group so that it's actually charging up a bit more. Because 640 RF per tick isn't a whole heck of a lot, but I think it's good. But with the amount of storage we have, we need something a bit more. So yeah, we're gonna set one more up right here. And yeah, I think that'll give us enough for now. I mean, this is a good starting or electricity generation thing, and I say starting, but we're slowly kind of getting upward in. I think I would call ourselves in middle game play right now. So what the heck did I just do? Oh, I put that on there. Hold on. Get off of there. So if we click this, insert, perfect. So this should have stuff in it now, and it's actually got a bit of a buffer on it as well. Cool. Very cool. All right, so this is going to be our let's see, how many now? It's got 10,888 RF per tick, and we've got a little bit of a buffer here. When it reaches 80%, what it's going to do is it's going to stop the flow of charcoal into here, but the charcoal that's left over in here will continue to feed this, and it will keep it rising up probably to about 90%, I guess. I don't know if that's true or not. But what we can start doing now is moving things into here now that we've got a really good energy storage. So I'm pleased with that. All right, we've got energy storage in our new base. We can check that off the list. And I think what we need to do next... Oh, I thought I had a sprint going there. Come on. Sprint. Whee! This jetpack is awesome just for the sprint flying. I'm not a huge fan of the emergency hover mode, but hey, man, beggars can't be choosers. All right, let's put this stuff up. And let's go check our list out. Here we go. Let's see here. We put new power in the base. We could check that off. Actually, let's just open it up. We could check that off. We could check that off. Now, the next thing I want to do is start getting a good supply of Enderium and Tesseracts. We have been using the trans-dimensional, or wait, they're just dimensional transceivers to send power across dimensions. Basically, we've been using it to send power to our quarry in the Nether, but they are kind of a pain to make. I'm glad that I made them, just so I know what they are. These things right here, dimensional transceivers, they're basically tesseracts for Ender IO, but they require an Ender head, and I'm not getting a ton of those. They also require another Enderman and a soul vial and a vibrant crystal. Honestly, I think this is pretty balanced. I think making these is pretty balanced, but we're reaching a point where we don't care anymore and we just want to get moving. So we're going to go to the good old standby of thermal expansion tesseracts. Thermal expansion tesseracts, basically they're something you can't do without here in modded Minecraft a little bit, but you need a lot of Enderium to make them. Oh, guys, I wanted to show you this. In the last episode, we made these things here. We made these abstruse platforms. And basically, you can fly up through them, but you can also stand on top of them. And if you hold shift, you fall through them. But we were having trouble getting a texture onto them. So one thing I discovered, and somebody was nice enough in the comments to tell me, is that chisel blocks don't work on it. If you try to put a chisel block as a camouflage, it basically destroys the chisel block, and then it doesn't work. But one thing you can use are these Z-tone blocks. Now, what I've discovered with these Z-tone blocks is if you hold down Shift and Alt and then you scroll, you get a different texture. As you can see, the texture of the block is a-changing. And some of them are good and some of them are not so good. Like that one's pretty cool. We could put that there, and that is going to be... I think that's actually pretty cool for our abstruse platform. So I've changed these several times, but I don't mind changing them again. So let's do it here, and what we can do is we can set up these abstruse platforms in our base diabolique as well. So cool, look at that. That actually looks really good. I really like the blue. And it makes it draws your eye to it so that you will know that this is kind of a transporter. This is a transporter. Ooh, look, we got a dodo egg. Dodo, dio. What are the chances? No dodo. Oh. Anyway, so what we were doing, we were trying to make Enderium. Enderium is a very cool thing, and there's a couple ways to make it, so let's type in Enderium. Man, there is so many things that just begin with Ender. So here is an Enderium ingot. That is basically what we're going to need, and there's a lot of ways to make them now, all kinds of different ways. We could use this stuff called Enderium Dust or Enderium Blend. Let's see what this one is. This one requires Buildcraft additions, and I think this one is kind of a pain to make. And it requires a duster machine. I saw Monkey Puzzle messing with this, and this dusting machine, it requires you to jump up and down on it, which is actually kind of cool, but there are other ways to do things, so let's look for another recipe. I'm thinking of using this recipe right here. So this makes an Enderium ingot with something called Enderium base, pyrotheum dust, and an ender pearl. And we got all this stuff. To make an Enderium base ingot, we need Enderium based dust, which is it's just this, really. It's tin dust, it's silver dust, and it's pulverized shiny dust. So one of the things I've been growing down here in my magical crops is essence of platinum. So I think I can take this. I have yet to do it, and if I put it in this sort of pattern here, I get shiny ingots. So this is actually a pretty good way to make shiny ingots. It seems a little cheaty, but whatever. So there we go, shiny ingots, and then if I grind these up here in my pulverizer, throw those in there. That will turn them into shiny dust. And I've already made a bit of it, so let's grab the shiny dust. Let's grab the silver dust, and I've got 2 tin dust there. If we go down here, let's see here. Let's just put them in. So silver there, shiny there, and 2 tin like that, and there we go. Actually, that makes quite a bit. Wow, that made 4 stacks of Enderium-based dust. So if we throw these in here, we can turn those into Enderium base, right? What is this set to? Alloys only. We'll do all smelting. There we go. So what we should be getting now is... I see it. It's right here. Enderium base. So we've got that part of it. And if we go up here, I've actually been grinding up other stuff. I have sulfur. I have redstone. Actually, let's take 2 of each. I got this sulfur from another magical crops plant, a sulfur plant. So that's how I made this stuff. Let's see here. We've got blaze powder, we've got sulfur dust, we've got redstone, and then we need... Do we need pulverized gold? Actually, let's look this up. I've already forgotten what... I think there's a 4th thing that I need. Hold on, go back. Ba-ba. Clicky there. Oh, I need coal dust. Coal dust, I have scores of it down here, so let's grab 2 of those. Pulverized coal. And we should be able to make some pyrotheum dust. I don't think it matters in what combination you put it in. Look at that. Oh, baby. So, yeah, cool. We've got tons of this pyrotheum dust now. That is handy dandy. There we go. So 4 stacks of pyrotheum dust. Cool. How much of this stuff we got? We've got 64 Enderium. We've got 64 of that. We've got a little bit more Enderium. And then all we need is a ton of dang ender pearls. So let's go ahead and fill up our inventory with those. And then what we can do is when this is done, we can start cooking that up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video right here. And when we get back, we'll throw all this stuff in here and see what we got. Actually, do I want to just take this stuff out? Because this could take a while. No, let's let it all cook up. We'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, we are back, and this seems to be freed up now. So I think what I could do is just kind of put this junk in here into the chest that I have set up right above it. And it should just generally start making this stuff. It seems to be a little bit slow, but I didn't think this was going to be easy by any stretch of the word. So yeah, there is that. One thing I was thinking about making, and I'm not sure if I have the stuff for it. I have this, and I do have an Ender Soul Vial. So I'm wondering if it's a good idea or not while we're waiting for this to cook up. But let's go ahead and do it. Let's grab this. Do I have any silicon bools? I don't have any silicon bools. Oh, here's some silicon bools. What else do we need? We need some solarium, which we just picked up. We need that. We probably need one of these bright green guys. So let's jump up here. Oh, I'm stuck in the middle. Let's go in here. Let's go plonk, 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 and plonk. And that should make us the ender head. The next thing we're going to need, I think, is I have some vibrant alloy here. I just need 1 emerald, I do believe. Is that right? Let's look this up. I'm going to make another dimensional transceiver. And I think with this guy, what I'm going to do is just have it working. Now, why can't I see the dimensional transceiver? I know I'm not blind. Dimensional transceiver. There it is. I see it. All right. So I need a vibrant crystal and an enderman in a bottle. Let's see here. We could make all of these things and more. Boom. Let's grab the Enderman in the vial, which I already have, actually, so next to you. So I think that's actually made here. We go plonk, and then say, yeah, take all my levels, and that should start going. So if we grab that, alright, this should take a good amount of time. You know what's interesting is I've removed my power generation from this area, so it could get pretty hairy here if I keep building stuff. But I don't think that's going to be a huge issue. We need an octatic capacitor, 1 of them, and 4 of these. Let's just go and make. So plonk, whammy, skidoo, and I think it's just like that. But what goes in on the sides of these things? Something called fused quartz. I should have some of that. Here we go. 1, 2. And there we go. Dimensional transceiver. So my thought with this is I think I have one backed up here somewhere. Maybe it's actually in my satchel. Here we go. We've got 2 dimensional transceivers. One I'm going to set up here. And we'll go down here. And we're going to set it up on our mana flux field. So if we set this up here, and we're going to do energy, we're going to call it catdog, and we're going to send. So, yeah, right? How do I make it do? Send is good. Now, if I grab my wand out of my bag, where is she? There she is. What a beaut. Alright, and if I go like plunk and like that, there we go. That set it off. So good. It's starting to fill up a local buffer, and once that's full, I think what it'll do is it'll do send and receive. So it's getting power. So what I would like this to do is I'm generating all this mana from my mana tower here. So there's no point in not turning it into RF. So I'm going to have all these guys shooting their mana into the mana flux field. And then here, this should be upkeep 10 RF per tick, and then send and receive buffer. Very cool. Alright, and if we go back over to the other base, let's see if we can get a running start. Whee! I do like that quick start, but I wish the world would load in when I'm doing it. That just kind of ruins my immersion when half the building is missing. Come on now. Keep up, game. And we'll just stick this guy up here. This is going to be our secondary power source. And if we click on this and configure up here, we want it behind this guy. We want it as an input. And that should boost. Let's see here. It looks like it's draining. 960. Is that good? I don't know if it's boosting any. Maybe it's not sending that much mana at all. It is going up. Let's see what happens if I remove this right here. We're going to turn that off. And let's see how much RF per tick is being put into it. So let's see here. Oh, we haven't set it up as receive. Here we go. Catdog, receive. And yeah, right? Alright, so that is actually putting in roughly around 300 RF per tick. Now, I know that's just because it's all stored up, and it'll eventually go down, but 300 RF per tick is nothing to sneeze at. And once the mana pools deplete, it will be significantly lower, but at the moment, that's a pretty good source of power, so I say we use it. And then with this, that should bump it up to about... I was assuming it was going to be more than that, but whatever. Okay, so we're getting about 1,200 RF per tick, and that'll take it a good long while to fill up this 600 RF thing. Now what we're going to need to do is, I think over in this quadrant right here, we are going to set up a large reactor, or whatever, the big reactor. It's called a big reactor. Jeez, guys, don't you know that? It's called a big reactor. We're going to set it up here, and it will feed into this. And then we're going to have a couple of other sources of power feeding into this thing. And once we finally start maxing this thing out, I think we're going to be ready for the Draconic Evolution power battery. And that'll be pretty fun to make. So, cool. Alright, let's go back to the base and see how our Enderium production is going. It should be going pretty dang sweet. So let's take a look. One thing I want to do with it right away. Here we go. Enderium ingot. I got it, guys. I think I need 4 of these. So we're going to take 4 of these. We're going to take our satchel, which is a reinforced satchel, and we're going to upgrade it to... Wait, how do I make a better satchel? Let's look up satchel real quick. So I want to make a Resonant satchel. Oh, it requires Electrum nuggets. How silly goose. Alright, Electrum... I think I got some laying around here somewhere. Here's some Electrum. So I only need 3 whole nuggets of this. I don't know why they don't just go ahead and make it ingots of Electrum. But there you go. 3 nuggets of that. Alright, let's take a look at it before. Before, it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like 9 by 8. Roughly, because I can't be bothered to count things or remember them. So there we go. Here's our Resonant satchel. I think it just gave me one more. Yeah, it didn't do much. It didn't do much at all. It gave me one more little kind of row, which isn't bad. I can't complain. That is still a lot of. That's still a lot of stuff. So cool. So guys, I think that's a pretty good wrapping up point. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you handsome and gorgeous people for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, give it a big old thumbs up. If you have any comments or suggestions on how I could beef up my power system, I think the next episode we're going to set up our ME system in the base diabolique. And until next time, guys, we'll see you all real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!